friends. Today I'm here to share with you another last 10 books that I read. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. The first book that I read was Midnight Revenge by Elle Kennedy. This is in her Killer Instinct series. I gave this one 4 stars. This is about D, who is part of the mercenary team, who's always... he's part of the team, but he's not really like he kind of keeps to himself. At the end of the last book, one of the team members was kidnapped, but that team member was pretending to be D, so only he knows that he's the reason that Sullivan was kidnapped. And so he goes off on his own to try to rescue Sullivan, but this doctor shows up, this doctor that works with the team a lot, and she is pregnant with his baby because they had a one-night stand a couple of months ago. And yes, I really liked Dee, and I think her name was Sophie. They had a lot of good, bantery bits because he's really, to himself, and she's like, nope, that's not gonna work with me. I am carrying your child. This is not gonna happen, and I really liked that a lot. Next, I read Lord of London Town by Tilly Cole. This is her newest release. This is about Cheska and Arthur, and they meet when they're, I think it was 12-ish, and their fathers are doing business together. His father is, a London mafia mob type situation. I don't know the exact word. And her father is a businessman who's made a deal with him. So they meet when they're younger, and then they meet again when they are college or university age. It's set in London. She's in university. He is not. He's learning how to take over the family business. But they meet again, and they're really drawn to each other, and they start this kind of hookup thing that lasts, I think it was a few months. She's engaged to another man, which I didn't love the cheating, but... she's engaged to another man. He's learning how to run the family business. All of a sudden, his dad is dead, and he has to take over, so he breaks up with her. But then, things start happening to her, so she goes to him for protection, and they come back together. I was really worried this was going to be a standalone, because I was loving some of the other side characters, but right before I finished, Tilly Cole announced that it is going to be a series, and all these other people are going to get their own books. And I am so excited for this because I really loved this. I did give it 4 stars. Something I didn't know that I liked in romance books. I don't know if you can tell. That cover model has glasses on. Right. And the character of Arthur had glasses. And I don't know why, but that, every time it would be he pushed his glasses up his nose. I'm like, why is that sexy? I don't understand, but it worked. And then I finished the Killer Instinct series and read Midnight Target by Elle Kennedy. I gave this one 4 stars. It's the last in the series, but it did make me slightly angry. So this one is about Kate and Ash. Kate is the daughter of the leader of the mercenary team. They found out about her in his book. And Ash is the rookie or whatever. But this is years later now, and she is kind of on the outs with her father a little bit because he wants to protect her and he wants her to have this, normal life, and that's not what she wants. She wants to be a photojournalist, and she wants to go to all these dangerous places, and she wants to document what's happening, and she gets in trouble. She ends up finding out that this cartel leader who everybody in the world thought was dead, it was alive. She takes a picture of him. The, journalist that she's working with ends up getting shot because they switched hotel rooms, so she's in trouble. And her dad's team comes to help, and Ash is, I think he was just a couple of years older than her, probably 5, if that, years older than her. And he had previously broken her heart by telling her that he wouldn't be with her because he works for her dad. And he shows up being all protective and all of that, and they find their way back to each other. My issue with this book is that it also had a side story. It had a side story between Liam and Sullivan, who had this, are we attracted to each other as 2 men type thing. And I didn't want them to be a side story. I wanted them to have their own book. I was really looking forward to them having their own book. And I felt like they were just kind of stuffed into this one because she didn't want to write another book in the series. That's how I felt. Next was another new release, and that is Blacklisted by Jay Crownover. This is book 3 in her Loveless Texas series. It's so much shorter than the other books. So much shorter. This is about Shot, who's the leader of the, like, motorcycle club thing that lives just outside of the town. And in one of the previous books, he was shot, and the heroine in that book called her sister that she just found out about, her half-sister that she just found out about, who's a doctor, to come take care of him. And in this one, they keep meeting back up, him and the doctor. And I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. Again, I just felt so short. Like, I don't know. Like, it was missing something. I still haven't quite figured out what that something was, though. But it was missing something. So, next up was Project Duchess by Sabrina Jeffries. This is in the Duke Dynasty series. I gave this one 2 stars. I did not really like this one. I found myself bored with the storyline, with the characters. It just didn't work for me. I don't even remember their names. Beatrice and Grey, the Duke of Greycourt. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember what was happening in this one. I was really bored the entire time, but it was super short, and I was reading it on my Kindle, so I finished it, but I did not enjoy it. Next up was The Brightest Night by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 3rd book in the Origins series. I gave this one 3 stars. Look at how long this thing is. I thought this was going to be the end of the series, but it's not. There's another cliffhanger in this one. This continues Evie and Luke's story, and I don't want to say what happens in this one, because the only thing interesting is towards the end, really, and that's a spoiler for the series. So, the Origin series is Luke and Evie, and Luke is an alien. Well, he's a type of alien thing. I don't even know how to describe it. The Origin series is a spinoff of the Lux series. So if you've read the Lux series, you may want to pick up the Origin series. Books 1 and 2 were really good. I was a bit disappointed by this one. I gave it 3 stars. Then I read Noble Prince by Devney Perry. This is in her 10 Gypsy series. I gave this one 5 stars. I loved this so much. I love this series so much, too. This one is Scarlet, who is the twin sister of the girl in book 3, I believe. This is book 4. And she brought some trouble with her at the end of book 3. But now she's being kept away, kept protected by the chief of police, Luke, and, the more they spend time together, the more they like each other. Something that Devney Perry can do that I really like is that she can put just the 2 characters together. She did it in this one, she did it in The Outpost in her Jameson Valley series, and she kind of did it in Tragic in her Lark Cove series, but in this one, it's just the 2 of them in his house, because he's trying to keep her hidden so that the trouble that was brought in at the end of the last book can't find her. And I love when it's just the hero and the heroine together. Just them 2. There's other people sprinkled in a little bit, but I like when it's just those 2. When it's just the 2 of them. I really like it. Then I had 2 highly anticipated YA novels. The first one that I read was Love and Olives by Jenna Evans Welch. I was gonna say this one was the 3rd one in a series, but, I don't believe this character was connected to the characters in books 1 and 2. This one is about Liv, whose father is Greek, and he left when she was younger, and now I think she's about to start her senior year of high school, and he gets in contact saying that he's doing this documentary on the lost city of Atlantis, and he wants her to come to Greece to help him. So her mother makes her fly to Greece because she doesn't want to go see this father who abandoned her, basically. And she starts to like the guy who's about her age who is helping her father as well. And she learns more about her father and why he had to leave. And Jenna Evans Welch is a beautiful writer. She's a beautiful writer. She can write family relationships. She can write love relationships. She can write settings. Oh my gosh, the settings in her books are fabulous. This made me want to go to Greece, which I kind of already did. Like, Greece was on the list of places I wanted to go, but it's definitely moved up because this, like, her writing makes it sound so beautiful. I loved this book to pieces. I did give it 4 stars just because I don't relate to the main character very well because I'm not a YA age. But yes, I really enjoyed this. I love the series so much. If it's a series, I don't even know what to call it. The next highly anticipated YA was Chasing Lucky by Jen Bennett. This is about Josie. Josie and her mom have gone all over the East Coast working in bookstores, and her grandmother is going off. I forget where her grandmother went, like out of the country for something. Out of the country to teach or something. But her mom, Josie and her mom are going back to her mom's hometown where her mom has not had a good past. But they get there and Josie starts seeing this guy hanging around the bookstore where they're going to work at. And she realizes that it's her best friend from when they were younger. And they did not leave. She was forced to leave pretty quickly, so they did not end on the greatest of terms. And his name is Lucky. And they kind of... We're really only getting her perspective. But I feel like he was kind of like setting up meetings between them so that she would talk to him. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I gave it 4 stars. I really like Jen Bennett's writing. She's got a very easy style to read, a very easy style to understand. I do enjoy it. Then I continued on with another Jennifer L. Armentrout series, and I read Deity, the 3rd Covenant novel. I gave this one 3 stars. I think this is one where... probably should have read it when it came out. There are choices made in this that I am super glad we've moved on from. The whole love triangle thing, so unnecessary. I'm glad we moved on from things, but yeah. I don't know. I gave it 3 stars. I am gonna finish the series, so that's on me. So those are the last 10 books that I read. What have you been reading lately? I'd love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!